So often I am asked, what is inner child work? What is inner child? So my friends, inner child is that pure and innocent and authentic part of ourselves. It's that playful, that lively, that joyfully wondrous, that creative, that spontaneous part of ourselves that each one of us are born with. Now the question is, why do we need inner child work? Now, life is not always a bed of roses, and there are ups and downs in the life. And we as little children, we have certain dependency needs, like the need for love and care and attention, the need for acceptance, the need for nourishment, the need for safety. And when these needs are not met, when as little children we face traumas in our immediate environment, in our home environment, in our school, in our society, so these traumas could be in the form of conflicts, in the form of neglect, abuse, disharmony, criticism, rejection, disapproval, humiliation. So we as little children, in order to survive in this world, we develop certain protection mechanisms. These protection mechanisms could be in the form of suppression of our authentic self, suppression of our emotional expression, suppression of our creative expression. It could be in the form of dissociation from our own feelings, from our needs, dissociation from our own identity, dissociation from our bodily awareness and awareness of bodily needs. Or we could emotionally shut ourselves down, creating emotional boundaries around us and cutting off ourselves from the world around us. Or we could even become people pleasers, and so we don't care about our own needs and our wants, and we become busy trying to impress people, trying to make people happy so that we get love and approval from them. And we could even become manipulators in order to have our needs met. So what happens is these protection mechanisms which we adopt as little children, they do help us to survive during those times, but they do not help us to thrive in this world. So they put a cap to our joy, they put a cap to our expression, they put a cap to our feelings and abilities, they put a cap to our potential, and they keep us restricted in a very incomplete and a hollow sphere of existence. Here's this unique and whole and complete part of ourselves. There's another friend of ours, again whole and complete and unique. Another unique individual. And now what happens is, like when we are small children, something happens, we are hurt and we start crying. So we are told by the parents that good children do not cry or don't cry. Or we see our parents becoming sad when we are crying, or our parents becoming angry when we are crying. So we don't want that to happen. So what we do is we start suppressing our unpleasant emotions. Then we go to the school and we paint our mango. So we paint it red. And the teacher tells us that mangoes are not supposed to be red. Mangoes are supposed to be yellow. And so that's where we start losing our creative and authentic self-expression. So in the process of life, we are faced with comparison and rejection and disapproval and humiliation, and we start becoming more and more wounded, and we start losing more and more part of our basic essence, and we become something like this. That's just for an example to help you understand. And then when as adults, there is that deep knowing that something is missing in the life. It's because it's the nature of the creation to come back to whole. And when there is this sense of incompleteness, so there is that sense of something missing in the life. And we try to fill this hollowness, this emptiness, through things, through substances, through food, through drinks, and through work and activities. But it doesn't work. So if we are filling it with food, and this doesn't work for us because it doesn't make us complete, and still we keep feeling that hollowness and emptiness within. We may have a cigarette or alcohol, but this emptiness is not filled. We try to fill it with accomplishments. So there are those medals and certificates and degrees, but this hollowness remains. And we keep wondering, so what's missing in the life? What's missing? And we keep on chasing for more and more from the external world. So here we try to fill it with the mobiles, or we try to fill it with the social media. We try to fill it with relationships, and still this incompleteness remains. Here we have another wounded person in the relationship, and there are two wounded people expecting each other to fulfill them, to make them complete, and it doesn't happen because this fulfillment cannot come from outside. So here, this individual is blaming this individual that you it's because you are peach here, and here you should have been yellow. And this individual is wondering that there is something wrong with me or something wrong with the world. And this individual is wondering, what if this individual would have not been red here but blue here, so then everything would have been all right. So it's like we start feeling as if there is something wrong within us, or we start feeling as if there is something wrong with the world around us. But the fact is that it's the deep inner craving to have this sense of completeness which is missing from our lives, have this sense of authenticity, this fulfillment which is missing from our life. So what we do in inner child work is we revisit the childhood wounds, and we reparent to access, to reclaim the lost essence of ourselves, so that we can be whole and complete again. And that's when we know that all that we have been seeking from outside, so that's already there within. And all the natural wonders that we have been born with, the sense of joy, the sense of playfulness, the sense of creativity, the spontaneity, the aliveness, that wholeness, everything comes back into the life, and we become whole and complete again. So friends, if inner child work resonates with you and you would like to know more about inner child work, or you would like to attend our workshops and sessions on inner child work, you can type in the comments, or you can write to us at the email provided at the end of this video. Thank you so much for being here. Have a blessed day.